November 9th, 2022. Economic data today on the 9th. We have some Bank of England, Haskell speaks, ECB's Eldron speaks. I guess they already did that. U.S. wholesale inventories at 10 a.m. We have crude inventories at 10:30, and at 11 Barkin speaks, and 11:30 Bank of England Cunlittle speaks. So there you go. That's on the economic data. Yesterday, what happened? All right, yesterday when we came in, we looked something like this. Maybe even something, somewhere like that. I think this was actually a red candle at the time. Anyway, what I talked about was I'd like to see price action get up to 38.63 area. I said that we would have to get above this area right here, and then I would take it short if we came below. So that was kind of the game plan overall. And as we went through the day, I ended up putting this box here because we sat in here for a couple more hours, and then right around 11 a.m. we started making the move up. Where did we go? Well, we got to 67, so not bad. So we came up, and then we had some crypto issues, but you can see we had a kind of a reversal pattern here, and we went down. We came down and tagged the trend line, and then came below. You can see I had my notes on there from the morning before we started, and that's where we're at today. So CPR was down in this area, along with the weekly pivot and the CPR. I think we're pretty close. Any rate, so today we have a very tight CPR because we had somewhat of a tight range yesterday. So we have a really tight CPR. General rule for me is we're above CPR, we're long, and we're below CPR, we're short. You can see we're only down 2 points after the elections last night. So I think my game plan would be to put a trend line. We can just keep it simple, right? Right there. You can see if we break that to the upside. Let me get rid of this, so it doesn't. I could probably get rid of that. Get rid of this love. Do a little clean up. I'll leave that there. So that's kind of what I would look for. That trend line that I had previously is no good. Well, it actually held resistance right here, so I probably would put a line or something above here, just to remind me. At any rate, we have some on the upside. We have resistance at 38.53 to 38.62, and then we still have to get over this 78.6 line if we're going to move up above it. That's at 38.63 area. So yeah, I don't know. I don't feel real great about going up there, but we could. And at which time, above this trend line, I'll be long. And below it, and below CPR, I'll be short. There's some resistance down here. We have the weekly pivot point. We have the monthly pivot point. All bounce areas. The monthly's at right around 37.69. And the weekly's right around 3,800. So those are kind of my areas that I would watch for if we go to the downside. And if we go to the upside, then obviously 63 is going to be an area. And just getting above this trend line, I think, here would be the key. I'm not so worried about that line. I would watch for a move up, hit the bottom of that, and come back down. That would be another thought. But we'll see. We'll see how the elections play out. At this point, do I keep these lines? Yeah, I'll probably lengthen these lines out a little bit today and put them to the end of the day, because they still have some importance to them. You can see coming down, testing the 50%, bouncing up, coming down, hitting the 50%, bouncing up. So there's some support in here. So if I look back just a little quick ways, I can say, look, there's support here, right? Hence why I've got support right here, more than likely, right? But you've got support here. You got resistance here. You got support here. You got support here. We didn't get down far enough there. So just something to think about. You can see when we came down, we hit the 54 EMA, and then we also hit the top of that, probably to the tick. Low was 38.12 and 38.12, top of that support. So these numbers do work. So anyway, as far as long-term play, let's look at SPY on TOS. Okay, so yesterday I talked, we were here. What did I talk about? Oh, and we weren't, but right in here yesterday. I think yesterday morning, I think 38.50. And what I say, we have likelihood of gapping up and over the 68 because it is resistance. If it would have came in below, it might have had a really struggle to get up and through there. So this 61.8 is based on this butterfly, not based on fibs or anything else. Interesting how that works out. So anyway, what do we do? Same issue. Came up to 78.6 and rejected, right? So it's just so interesting how this stuff plays out. Anyway, what we did is we've completed our wave 2 potentially area. So now we have a wave 3 down. So the question is, are we done with this wave 2? I don't know that answer. So I have long-term puts, long-term puts, and yeah, so I'm ready. They might get eaten up, but they're out till November 30th to 22nd, the 14th. So I've got some time. I bought time. Okay, so we'll see how those play out. And let's look at Apple. How did Apple do yesterday? Okay, so Apple kind of did, well, it finally did what I wanted to do. It didn't close the gap, which is okay. It doesn't have to. I think the last gap's been in there for a year or 2 years or something. So anyway, we do have the wave. Oops. We did have the wave 2 completed, so it's completed its requirements for that. So now the question is it done? So Apple this morning 139.50, and we're going to open up 139.19 as of right now, 139.20. So not much of a gap down, right? So yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. If Apple starts to tank, maybe drops, if I remember, maybe I'll put an alert right here. Right around 137.50. Let's see, and create an alert there. So I'll do that off time on my time, but I'll create an alert for here and be done with it. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can't get rid of that now. All right. Anyway, that's where I'll put an alert, and if we get down that low or below, then it'll alert me, and I'll probably go into puts. Okay. Good luck today. Again, my game plan will be, as long as we stay underneath this trend line, I'm short, I'll go short, and if we get above it, then I'll go long. So, okay, good luck and have